You see, indeed, I'm glad that this petition has become public, because otherwise, then the so-called statements that Sammy Gyamfi made, which suggested some incriminatory act on the part of the CJ that he now refers to as based on the petition without the benefit of the response, would have been believed by many people out there in the public domain. He made scathing allegations. The response deals with all those matters succinctly. Now he says that the Chief Justice admitted that she committed an infraction. Like, seriously? Has he read the document? Look, this is the response by the Chief Justice. It says paragraph 9A. It says what? Exhibit DO2 is the policy on foreign travels by head of the judiciary and the Superior Court judges. Paragraph A9 provides that, quote, the Chief Justice shall undertake unlimited official travels with either his or her spouse or other person of his or her choice in a year, fully funded by the Judicial Service. Paragraph 9A10 provides that, quote, where the Chief Justice is accompanied by the spouse or other person, he or she shall travel on the same class of air tickets as the Chief Justice and shall be paid the equivalent of half the per diem paid to the Chief Justice. This is policy, oh. I'm coming.
It says official, though.
You say?
It says official travel.
Yes.
According to Sammy Gyamfi, she's accused of going on a private trip.
Let me read a response.
A holiday.
This has been the policy of the Judicial Service since 2010, as amended in 2019. Exhibit DO4 is a response to audit observation provided by Judicial Secretary to auditors who saw the clarification of the expenditure on the ticket purchased for my husband and my daughter during my 2 holidays in 2023. On page 1 of Exhibit DO2, the Judicial Secretary clarified that as Chief Justice, I opted to utilize the authorization in paragraph 9 and paragraph 10 of the travel policy to travel with my spouse and my daughter during my 2 holidays taken in September 2023, pursuant to the conditions of the appointment of the Chief Justice. In view of this option, there was no infraction occasioned when I opted to travel for my 2 holidays with my spouse on 1 occasion and my daughter on the 2nd occasion. The response to observation 1 and response to observation 2 of Exhibit DO4 provide explanation on expenditure on tickets for my husband and daughter that petitioner has unfortunately described as misapplication or misappropriation of public funds by the Chief Justice.
So she is saying that she opted to use the provision for official trips for a personal trip. Does she have the
she is entitled to 2 unlimited official travels and 2 vacations, right? That's what the policy say. It's all in there.
I didn't hear you read in the policy that she can use that privilege on personal trips. I only heard you say official travel.
So the point I'm making is that the CJ on official travels, unlimited, and 2 vacations that the Judicial Service also put. No, it's in the document.
Can you read the part where it says 2 vacations? You have 2 minutes. 1 minute, actually.
Yeah, sure.
Just the part where it says that it applies to vacations or personal trips. All right. So I think while Mr. Mercer is finding that, let's hear quickly from Sammy, and then Mr. Mercer will intervene when he finds it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I can bet my last point on this, that Egyapa Mercer will not find what he told him to just look for. For avoidance of doubt, I want to read to you the relevant portions of the travel policy of the Judicial Council. And this is paragraph B2. It says, where the Chief Justice embarks on a personal or private foreign travel, he or she shall be accompanied by the security alone. the security alone if it is a private trip. If it is an official trip, she can go with 2 other persons of her choosing. And it can be a spouse and a child. Now, let's look at the response of the Chief Justice.
So, Sammy, go ahead.
He says, I'm reading the response and the admission. Says the Gyamfi Mercer is refusing to see. These are the words of the Chief Justice. I opted to utilize the authorization in paragraph 9 and paragraph 10 of the travel policy. What does paragraph 9 and paragraph 10 of the travel policy says? It is the privileges she has to travel with 2 people of her choosing on official travels. Now, she says that she utilized paragraph 9 and paragraph 10 of the travel policy to travel with my spouse and my daughter during my 2 holidays taken in September 2023. Need I say more? The 2 holidays were those holidays official trips? Oh, call vacation. What has that got to do with the state coffers? If you are sending your husband and your daughter on a vacation for holidays, why should we pay them per diem? Why should we buy them business class tickets? And you, Egyapa Mercer, you are defending this. Take your time and read the travel policy. Take your time. If you don't have a copy, I'm forwarding a copy to you now. Check your inbox and read it.
It's 10
So
o'clock.
that's not defend the indispensable because of politics.
Mr. Mercer, have you found the relevant part you wanted to read?
So, paragraph B1 provides for 2 holidays for the Chief Justice in a year. Okay, with the judicial service, with travel expenses, hotel accommodation, and per diem to be borne by the judicial service, and capped at 14 days per round trip. So I'm saying that the Chief Justice is entitled to 2 holidays paid for by the judicial service every year.
But does it
And
say
she's
that
saying, no,
she can
so I don't have the
travel
full
with her
complement of the
spouse
document. And she provides the
and another person
the policy on travel documents by heads, okay, and says that she opted to do. But you see, Koyo, does it make sense? Okay, and I say this with a little bit of caution because I have not seen the full complement of the travel policy of the judicial service. It is only the extras that have been provided in the responses that I've seen. But I ask, does it make sense that if you are going on private travel, you can go with a security alone? Security. But if you are going on official travel, you can go with your spouse and any third party of your choice.
Well, whether it makes sense or
No,
not.
so it's important.
That is what
no,
has
hold
been
on.
quoted.
Hold on. But the point I'm making is that it's important. Now look for the full complement of the document for us to look at. Let's think about it.
Yeah, but
how does it even make sense that when you are going on a private travel, that the expectation would be that you would ordinarily be traveling with your family? That one, the policy says you can go with the security person alone. How does that even make sense? Even without the benefit of the full document, and you haven't seen it.
No, hold on.
Take Sammy Gyamfi's word.
Hold on.
I'm only asking you.
The policy says no. The policy says based on that the state shall cover the cost of only your security personnel if you're going on a holiday. However, if it's an official trip,
have you seen the policy?
Hold on a minute.
No,
hold on.
We are going based on what has been quoted by the Chief Justice herself.
I am quoting the extracts. And I say, if you look at the extracts, and where it says, you are entitled to this number of persons on an official trip.
Guys.
Hold on. And you are entitled to this on a private trip.
Look, let's call it.
You can't interchange it.
Everybody sitting in this studio knows that this activity is all premeditated. It was conceived by the NDC whilst in opposition, arising out of the outcome of the elections petition of 2020. Mr. Mahama has publicly said so. The chairman of the NDC has publicly said so. The deputy secretary of the NDC has publicly said so. It is their avowed intent to remove the Chief Justice come hell or high water.
All right.
And that's exactly the path that they are pursuing. I'm saying that it is a dangerous path, We should not encourage it. Right-thinking members of society should rise and speak so that we don't put this country in a situation where the tenure of the Chief Justice becomes coterminous with the tenure of the president.
Okay.
Because if we do that, the administration of justice in this country is what will suffer. That's all.
Okay, now, first, apologies for not bringing you the 10 o'clock bulletin. There will be an 11 o'clock bulletin. I'm going to give 30 seconds to each of our guests to give their final thoughts, literally 30 seconds, and I will have to cut in at the end of that time, so we are fair to everyone. Sammy, I'll start with you.
Thank you. Egyapa Mercer just made me laugh and laugh and laugh. You were on this platform saying that the Chief Justice has mounted a defense for herself relative to the allegation in question, and that the travel policy allows her to do what she did. Now, when confronted with the facts, here you are saying that you've not even seen the travel policy. Kojo, I've sent you the travel policy. I've sent the same thing to Winston. Read what is at paragraph 9 and 10. You will see that it talks about official foreign travel. The Chief Justice herself says that she went for holidays for 2 days and opted to use her official travel privileges for a private vacation trip. Egyapa Mercer.
All right.
Is it everything you must defend?
Okay, Sammy, thank you.
But is it not strange that you can go on unlimited official travels with your spouse and child? Unlimited, 50, 100 times a year. But you can't go on a vacation on 2 occasions with these same people. How absurd.